Here we go. Yesterday, we talked about two things that you have to have in play if you're going to make any significant changes in your life. Two things that you have to have in play. Number one is the passion for what it is you're doing, the desire to even do it. Number two is your priorities. Like, get them straight, Nadine. You got to get your priorities lined up, friend. And we talked about the 80-20 principle. And I think when I started really focusing on my weight loss journey, I focused on the fact that exercise matters so much. But the truth of the matter is 80% is really just about what you eat. 20% is about moving your body. Because the truth of the matter is what happens in the 80-20 principle is when you focus 80% of your time on what you're putting in, you will then want to focus on the 20%. It just works out that way. When I spend 80% of my time listening to my children and only 20% talking, they will come to me more and our relationship will be deeper. It's the 80-20 principle, and it works in really all the areas of our life. If we will prioritize the 80, the 20 will follow suit. If we will prioritize the listening, oh, how much better the talking will be. We prioritize the eating, right? And that's priorities. But there's a third thing that is so important when it comes to achieving goals, to making things happen, to changing yourself, to feeling great, to doing good, to getting to where you want to go, to going back to school, to starting the Etsy shop, to saving up money, to getting out of debt, to losing 50 pounds. There's a third thing that matters. Before I get there, I want to ask you a question. What would the world be better without? This is a coaching question. I want you to think for a moment outside of your box, outside of just your little piece of land. Think broad. What would the world be better without? What would it be better without? Ooh, judgment, prejudice, social media. Stacy, you wouldn't have found me, so I'm not going to take offense to that. Negativity, hatred, hate, discrimination, more judgment, war, hate, drama, negativity. Oh, Tina, I'm giving you a high five. People who are easily offended, consistency and love for yourself, and politicians, bullying, drama, crime, evil, parrots, jelly loser. I noticed that none of you, insecurity, comparisons, envy, I noticed that none of you named someone. Cheryl Baker, remove your comment. She said fast food. I'm gonna say the world's better with it. None of you said a person, and you could have said my mother-in-law. You could have said my old boss. You could have said my college roommate. You could have said my ex-best friend, but none of you said a person. You thought large. You thought about truly what would make the world better and instead of just saying one person, you said this thing, this crime, right? You said drama. You said war. You said hate. And the reason is because as much as we don't sometimes like certain people, they sure are important. And that's the third thing we're going to talk about. People. Because you could have listed, the world would be better without my ex-husband. But really, we're better with people than without them. Maybe not your ex-husband, maybe not your mother-in-law. But when we think big, we are better with people than without people. Let me ask you this question. Without saying your spouse, in fact, if I could ask you to think outside the box on this one, I would almost love to say, without saying your immediate family, what relationship has had the most impact on you? What relationship has had the most impact on you? I love that. Coworker, a teacher, God, my best friend, a friendship with someone I didn't initially care for. I think is what it said. My relationship with my parents, a renewed walk with Christ. Ooh, Sarah Allen wins. She said an abusive one. Because sometimes even those, right, teach us what we never want to go back to. They teach us more about ourselves. And now broken friendships, says Andrea. The relationship with my dad, my parents. Did you know that Harvard recently did a study and found that 95% of your success depends on the people you surround yourself with? Because we are chameleons. We can't help it. We get so tickled at my mom. My mom can be around my dad's family. All of my dad's people are from Louisiana and they talk a little Cajun. And my mom can be around them for an afternoon and she will start mimicking how they talk. And she says, I don't mean to do it. I guess I was just Meryl Streep in another life, Melissa. But we're the same way. I take on attributes and hand gestures and voices and laughter when I spend a lot of time with some of my girlfriends. I will come home and David will be like, "Quit talking like them." But we are chameleons. Who we are around matters. The fact that y'all are here today and you're around me. And my job is to encourage you. And my job is to love on you. And my job is to tell you how proud I am of you. You do not realize it, but you're going to wear this event for the next day or so. You're going to wear this around for the rest of the afternoon because who we are around matters. And you're sitting here with a bunch of people who are wanting the same thing as you. They're wanting encouragement. They're wanting to do something. They're wanting to be a little brave. They're wanting to try something. They're wanting to make something happen in their life. They're wanting to lose weight and start a business and make financial sound decisions. They're wanting to buy a new house and try a new marriage and then, get married and try a new exciting thing. You're surrounding yourself with people, and it would be really wise of you to become a chameleon of who you're around right now, because this is a really healthy setting. Now, not all of our settings are healthy, but what it takes is knowing. I told my daughter yesterday when we were on the way home from a doctor's appointment for her, I said, Remy, let me tell you something. One of my favorite sayings, one of my favorite quotes is, when we know better, we do better. And when you are in an environment like this, where you are all after bettering yourself, I would love to take on that chameleon-like texture, right? That chameleon-like look and become that and wear that out of here. Because I know that, like my mom, I take on the countenance of the people that I'm around. and I am going somewhere. Somebody just said, I don't even know who you are. I've never followed you, but we could be great friends. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about me. My name is Melissa Radke, and I battled my weight my entire life. My entire life, not just my entire adult life. I was the size of the teacher in the 7th grade. I would literally walk down the hallway in my middle school, and people would ask me to sign their hall pass because they thought I was a teacher. I've always been tall. I've always been built like a linebacker, and I have carried a lot of weight for my entire life. I believe that my weight contributed to a lot of my infertility struggles and 5 different miscarriages. I think that my weight and my PCOS played a very large part in that. About 2 years ago, I became very brave on the internet and I told people that I wanted to lose 100 pounds. My doctor said, hey, let's go a little more than that. And I've lost 60. I'd probably like to lose another 60. I don't know that that's going to happen. That's pushing it a little bit, but I am here today because I want to be better. I want to be better tomorrow than I am today. I don't want to be like out of the ballpark better. Like, I just want to move an inch at a time because to me, an inch at a time, that's staying power. I can stay there. If I try to change my whole world in one, I'm never going to stick with it. I'm going to throw everything out. I'm never going to eat Fruit Loops again. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I did that before. It never worked. Okay. Everything in moderation. So I'm just trying to get a little bit better. And if you're new here and you didn't know who I am, I want you to say hello to the people that are watching and talking right now because they've been following me for a little while, and they are people who also want to get better. So if you're new here and someone shared this on their Facebook or their Instagram or their YouTube and you're seeing it, welcome. This is a collective of people who just want to get better, and we want to do it by becoming the type of person that we want to be around. And that's what I want to end with today. A challenge for you to become the type of person that you want to be around. I try to be encouraging. I try to be funny. I try to be life-giving. I try to be honest. I try to be direct. I try not to beat around the bush. I try to let my yes be my yes and my no be my no. I try to stand for products and companies that I believe in and I truly use. I try not to be a swindler. There's enough of those on the internet. I try to be a person of character and integrity. I try to be a lot of fun. I try to dance on the tables and get all the attention. I try to be a big mouth and have a really obnoxious laugh. Why? Because those are the people that I enjoy being around. I like honest people. I like upfront people. I like people that when I talk to them, I know what I'm dealing with. And I'm going to get a different person the next day, right? Because they're one person on Monday and a different person on Tuesday. I try to live my life being the type of person I want to be around. And I want that for you. People are an important part of where you're going and how you're going to get there. I know that some of you had to wonder why this event, why now, why in the middle of the summer? And I'm going to tell you, I have not written a new course. I am not trying to get you to buy a course of mine. I am not trying to get you to, sign up for my book. We got a long ways for that.
We will do that.
David is across the room and he goes, we will be doing that. It's not any of that. I am here because of the backing of a wonderful company that I've partnered with, because your health, your emotional health, your mental health, your physical health is important to me. And why is it important to me? Why is yours important to me? Because mine's important to me. You need this weekly encouraging. Oh, okay. I love this weekly. Listen, I'm really excited to tell you about something that David and I created laying in our bed one night. Hold on. That sounds
Magic.
it's across the room, and he goes, "What we created in our bed," and then he goes, "Magic." Start over. I'm embarrassed. Really, seriously, I'm kind of embarrassed. Hold on. Somebody said Remy. Okay. I want to tell you about something that David and I we have what we call pillow talk. Okay. And at night, right before he goes to bed, we'll stop our old reruns of Law and Order, and we will turn towards each other and just rest on the pillows and just talk. And we'll just talk. And we had this idea. I'm just going to give you a little background on it, okay? Because I'm getting excited. About a year and a half ago, I felt like God gave me a layout of how I was going to lose weight. And God began to teach me the different areas of my life that needed to be freed, and I needed to be released in these areas. And I've walked with him through all of that, and God has really changed my life. And we started a group, and it was called HOW, which stands for Health Over Weight Loss. That has nothing to do with any of this. It's just to let you know that inside of me, I hold a ton of valuable information that I believe has been God given because it's helped me in my weight loss. And I want to share it with the world, but I don't have a place to share it with the world yet. I don't feel led to write the book on that yet or anything like that. So it's just all in here. It's just all in here. That's going to matter in a minute. So David and I were laying in bed one night and we were talking. And I said, I don't feel like my HOW group really launched the way that I kind of wanted it to. It took a little bit of a different avenue than maybe I was hoping that it would take. I wanted something that was more support, that was more recipes, that was more, I tried this exercise and it hurt my back. Nobody tried. It was more, look at these yoga pants I found. And I said, David, I think I came across too heavy, maybe like in the whole God thing. Like I came across too heavy in our HOW, and I wanted it to be a little bit more fun. And David goes, what makes you think that it's too late to do anything like that? And I said, well, I know, but now I'm on all these beautiful you products, and I'm feeling lighter about myself. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling healthier. And I don't know. I just don't think people maybe needed that information. It was kind of heavy information, although Rachel just said, I learned so much from it. But anyway, all that to say, David goes, well, why don't you combine all the information that is stored up in you that you want to give to women? Why don't you just combine that with all the beauty of beautiful you? And that night in bed, we came up with this idea. And it's absolutely free. It requires nothing of you, really. I mean, it requires one little thing of you, but you'll hear about that. But I want to start a support group. And I want to call it Support You. And we'll just talk about recipes, and we will laugh, and we'll encourage each other. And when Mildred says, I lost 20 pounds, we'll all get excited. And when Brittany says, I'm gonna go hike, we'll be like, Brittany, girl, you got a bad knee. You know you can't do that. Okay. But we'll just support each other. And we'll be there for each other, and we'll be this environment like this. And we will be the people that we need. We will go into that being the people that we need in our lives. And we'll be that for others, and we'll get it back. We'll listen, and they'll listen to us, and we'll talk and they'll talk and we'll share and we'll support and we'll encourage. And that's the reason that I did this, just so I could tell you about that. I have an app, a Melissa Radke app. Mercy knows I'm paying for that every month. I might as well use it and get my money's worth out of it. So we're just going to put it there. And that way we can't be limited. We can't be limited by what we say and what we share. And, certain streaming platforms that shall be not named out loud can't shut us down when we say it's election night, presidential election night, and I've just eaten a whole thing of ice cream because I don't know how this thing's going to go. They can't shut us down, and we can just be there for each other. And I thought you would want to be a part of it. And what I hope is that I'll get on and I will do a monthly live with you. Once a month, we'll just share and talk and laugh. But we'll also share recipes and tactics and tips and tricks and how yoga pants actually feel and they don't ride up in our butts. And they're high-waisted and that makes us feel good. And we will love on these products and let them love on us and let them make us feel better and make us feel like we're taking back control of our health. Okay? We will not let our hormones take over our life because we believe firmly, David and I do, in this company and what they're doing and the way they're changing women's bodies and the way women think about themselves. And along the way, I will share little bits and pieces of the things that God has told me to tell women about their weight and how they're the most beautiful thing in the world. They are the beautiful you. This has always been about you. So David's going to talk a little bit more about that and how you can become a part of it. But before he does, I want to say that I reached out to Beautiful You while we were sitting here because a couple of you had questions. And of course, Beautiful You wrote me right back. A couple of you had questions a minute ago, and this is what they said. To the person who asked, could they do bundles and subscriptions? Yes, bundles and subscriptions are the best combination for the most savings. So absolutely, you can do that. Someone said, what if I want to stop or delay my subscription? Yes, you can do that. Subscriptions can be adjusted. They can be skipped a month. They can be swapped at any time in the customer portal. You just log in with your information and let them know, I need to skip this month, or I want to move it back 2 weeks, or I need it to come early. You can adjust it in any way. Someone said, are they sugar-free? Each of the products vary. The collagen has 3 grams of sugar. Trim Fit has no sugar, but it does have sucralose for flavoring. So just wanted y'all to know that I literally can contact the company at any time and ask them any questions. If I was going to get into bed with any company, it would be this one. I hope another company comes along someday and they sell jewelry and I can partner with them. Okay? They sell designer clothes. But right now, this is what is feeding me, body, soul, and spirit. That's why we came up with Support You. That's the name of our weight loss and health, accountability and encouragement and fun group. Remember that as I hand it over to David here in about 1 minute, remember that what we are doing is creating a group around our needs and their products. Okay? For gut health, probiotic. For your girls that are hormonal, for you mamas who are swaying back and forth with the bloating and the cramps and the pain. Remember this, okay? Remember this for hormonal acne, for bloating, for your mood, for your cramps, okay? For your skin. Remember that every single thing you need is in here. Remember that this is not just going to help you with inflammation. It has been found amazingly, shockingly, to help people sleep better. And we didn't even know that was coming. We just thought it was going to be for inflammation. And then don't forget that you're going to burn fat and calories as you literally live, move, and breathe when you use Trim Fit. You're going to lose inches. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel satiated. Every product, I 100% There is a backing from me and David, who is also on the product. Your husbands should be on the product. Your teens should be on these products. Love you guys.